Mother Nature reminding us who the boss is this morning, for sure. It's so cold. Get covered with hay. At the very beginning of the little farm, at its infancy, when we just had the bees, I didn't even think of it as being a little farm. It didn't occur to me that it was the little farm and that I could share it with the community. But at the little farm's infancy, we weren't sharing the little farm with our community. It was just for us. And then we got the chickens, and it became a little novel that we had chickens, because chickens at that time were what people were interested in getting. They were starting to get chickens. And that's when, I don't know if that's when the movement started towards homesteading or not, but I remember that I saw a friend of mine post on Facebook, and I saw her chickens, and I thought, oh my gosh, we have to do that. We've got to have chickens. So we had chickens, and then we had a chicken coop party and invited the whole neighborhood to come see our chicken coop, and I served food, and we enjoyed each other, and I had the neighborhood's blessings. Well, since then, we've come a long way, because we've gained in animals and we gained a garden, and things have evolved quite a bit. But the one thing that has evolved that we really are proud of is our community involvement. We really enjoy sharing the little farm with the community. And how do we do that? Well, we do that in many different ways. Now, at first, people would come and visit us here on the little farm. And we didn't have a whole lot of visitors, but a lot of people were curious, and they would come. And so people, would ask if they could come, and we would just let them come, and we would just show them around, and this is what we got, Now, that led to us, good morning, Crow. That led to us sharing the little farm with school children. And this must have been about 2020. I'm thinking 2020 or 2019. I think that's when it started, when we started sharing the little farm with school children and transporting the animals to schools. And we do. We load up the goats, we load up the chickens. Not all of the chickens, but we have some chickens that are a little tamer than others, so we always are selective in who we pick. So we want to pick some tamer chickens. And we load up the ducks, and we load up the bee equipment, and we load it all up, and we take it to the school, and we set it all up kind of in stations, and Mr. and Steve and I, and sometimes if we're lucky, we get volunteers to help us, and we usher the kids through, and they get to experience all of that. And that's what we do. We load everything up and go to the school, and we don't charge anybody for any of that. We don't charge for that. That's part of our community. That's how we give back to our community. Since we started going to schools, more and more people were interested in visiting the little farm, and that's fine too. And I have people schedule their visits through my Facebook page on Messenger, and I will schedule visits. It's not just a drop by and we'll be here. You have to schedule a visit because, first of all, I might have something, I may not be home that day if you just drop in. This is not a business where we're open for business. This is just people that want to come visit us, and we don't charge for that either. However, we do have a PayPal account and a Venmo account. So if people want to make donations to the Little Farm, that's fine too. And all the donations that we get for the Little Farm from visitors, we put back into the Little Farm. As a matter of fact, this year our donations were so great that I got to buy a package of bees so I can have 2 beehives. I bought 3 fruit trees, and I bought several flower bulbs for the flower garden. So I got to buy all of those things with the money that I got from people donating and visiting the Little Farm. So that was kind of a bonus, but it was nice because a lot of people do ask when they visit, what the charge is. And of course I say, there's no charge, but if you want to donate, that's fine too. And that kind of alleviates the pressure off of me and off of them. Because if they want to donate, they donate. And if they don't, they don't. Not everybody can afford to give money. And I don't want to put anybody in a position where they feel like they have to give me money to come visit the farm. Because this is going to be here anyway, We've had all sorts of groups come here on the Little Farm, and we've shared preschools, adult daycare centers, small families. We have had a wonderful, wonderful experience sharing our farm with the community. And I think we get more than we give. I really believe that. Mr. Steve and I enjoy being with the people and getting to know people and sharing the love we have for our animals, our stewardship, our knowledge, and I love when people share their knowledge with me. Another way we give back to the community is, like I said, I volunteer at an elementary school on Mondays when spring gets here and right when school starts, the end of summer. I volunteer at the school and help with Garden Club. The Garden Club has a group of children that are interested in gardening. And so far, the last few years, we've had some amazing gardeners, and it has been wonderful. A lot of space there. And we had, I think, 10 garden beds. And in my mind, I thought that we needed to reconnect to nature. And I had this vision in my head, and one day the vice principal called me to her office and said, "Hey, look at this grant. Is there anything you could write for this grant?" And I said, "Well, how do you want me to go? You want me to go small or you want me to go big?" She says, "Go big." Well, of course, I went big, and I planned out this beautiful garden and worked for the next 2 years to build this garden for the school. And Mr. Steve was right there by my side helping me the whole time. I spent 2 years writing grants and coordinating the growth of that garden. And we continue to work on this garden. And this year it's going to be one of our priorities for the summer, is to keep that garden going. And that is how we give back to our community that has given us so much. These days, I know it's really popular to people hate. I hate people, people are getting on my nerves. But I think we need to switch our thinking and start loving people and understanding people more. Times are hard for everybody. Times are hard because we don't know the future, and everything seems more uncertain as time continues. Maybe it's always been that way, but somehow I just feel like it's even more so now. having that community involvement helps alleviate a little bit of that fear. Anyway, that was a lot of talking, probably more talk than I've ever talked before. It's cold. I'm going to go inside and have my breakfast now that I got the animals up, but I just wanted to share that with you today on the little farm. And I really appreciate your comments, your love, you're being there for me and supporting me here on the little farm. I did want to mention, I'm thinking about doing a live. I'm not sure when that will happen. I have to figure out how to do that, but I thought that would be a fun thing to do so that maybe we could communicate to each other somehow, but I'm not sure how that works. But I'm thinking about doing that, but I will let you know about that. Let's see, what else? Well, we've got a lot going on. Once it starts warming up, things are going to be crazy around here. So today was a nice time to just have a chat, and I'm glad that you stopped by. I want to thank you for stopping by and visiting me this morning, the last few days of winter. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to go inside and go have some breakfast. Want you to try to get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. We're all we got. Okay? Love you so much. Thank you so much for visiting me here. I'm Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. And we'll see you next time. Bye.